The Latino factor.
People were tired. They were just tired.
The boost Donald Trump had to turn a Florida county red for the first time in decades. A warrant leading to 8 arrests.
That's what happened that day. Like, immigration just came in the house.
However, one woman says it was all a mistake. And showing puppy love.
He's just a great dog. He is just so loving.
How a school district is using man's best friend to better the lives of their students. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I am Denise Diaz.
And I'm Julian Lescano. Today is Thursday, November 21st, 2024.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Swing votes. Latino voters show off their power at the polls during this year's presidential election. One of the factors that propelled Donald Trump to his presidential election victory was the growing support he got from Hispanic voters.
CNN's reporter Isabel Rosales spoke to Central Florida voters who turned a traditionally blue county red.
So these are the pork chops, and if you look, this is less than 2 pounds, and it's $5.49 a pound. We're so tightly squeezed that we're living in an economy where all you're doing is working to live. And that's not the American dream.
A registered independent, she voted Republican at the top of the ticket, but for Democrats in some local and congressional races. In 2016, the Puerto Rican voted Donald Trump, but 4 years later, she went for Joe Biden. Bothered, in part about this 2017 incident, when Trump threw paper towels at struggling Puerto Rican residents during the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. But now, Diana came back to Trump.
You spend so much time trying to push down our throats that people like Trump have disrespected us by throwing paper towels. We're just not going to stamp you, rubber stamp you, because you have a D behind your name.
Latinos are in the majority here in Osceola County, in large part thanks to its thriving Puerto Rican community, one of the largest in the Sunshine State. And how they vote is important. Joe Biden beat Trump here by 14 points back in 2020. 4 years earlier, Hillary Clinton won it by 25 points. But this November, Trump narrowly won Osceola by less than 2 points, on his way to carrying the state by a decisive margin. And as Diana plates the searing chuletas for dinner, her faith is unwavering. Do you see Trump as a strong Christian man?
I see Trump as someone who has foundational Christian values. I wasn't looking for a pastor. I didn't have to worry if he was a saint. Father God, we thank you for this food.
No saint nor pastor, but a man, she says, who shares her values.
Amen.
Isabel Rosales, CNN.
And the serving of a warrant near Fort Myers, Florida resulted in the arrest of 8 people. But one woman left behind says it was all a mistake. As WINK's Maddie Heron reports, this warrant was due to one of the workers resisting a Border Patrol agent.
The search for one illegal immigrant quickly turned into an arrest of 8 inside this home off Little Falls Avenue in Port Charlotte.
And that's what happened that day. Like, immigration just came in the house. They all panicked. They're like, what? Immigration's in the house?
The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office said they entered the home with a warrant for Jorge Molina Pineda for violently resisting a Border Patrol agent. Officials quickly arrested 8 people in the home for trespassing after the homeowner said none of them were supposed to be in there.
Some started running, some started trying to climb the trees, some started trying to get out the window, but I feel like it was all misunderstanding.
Emilce Rodriguez tells me she is related to 5 of the 8 people arrested. She and her family drove 18 hours from Texas to fix up Florida houses damaged in recent hurricanes.
They ended up taking like half of my family that actually had only came out here to work.
Rodriguez said they thought they had permission from their employer to stay in the home.
I have kids younger than me asking for their parents, and I don't know what to tell them. Like, I'm stressed to the point where I don't know whether to be like, your parents are arrested. I don't know if they're gonna make it back or not. It's hurtful to say that. Very hurtful to say that to kids that don't know anything.
Teary-eyed, the 18-year-old told me those family members are in custody with ICE, scattered across the state.
Decade can actually stay in this country. That's going to be all up to a judge. On the Night Beat, Maddie Heron, Wink News.
The murder trial against Jose Vara in death of Laken Raleigh is over, and the judge found Ibarra guilty. As CNN's Ivan Rodriguez reports, it's a case that has garnered national attention since Riley's death early this year.
Laken's life was not the only life taken on that day that Jose Ibarra attacked her. The life of her family and friends was taken too. None of us will ever be the same.
Family, friends of Laken Riley facing the man convicted of her murder in court to honor her life while detailing the immense loss caused by Jose Ibarra.
Laken had a beautiful and bright future. She was smart, hardworking, kind, thoughtful, and most importantly, she was a child of God.
With Ibarra watching, Laken's stepfather reading a final entry from Laken's journal, expressing her hopes for the future that will never come.
To my future husband, I want you to know that I'm thinking about you. I'm working every day to become the best wife I can be.
Laken's sister describing her as a best friend and role model, saying she'll miss her infectious laugh, while also describing how this crime robbed her of her sense of safety.
Jose Antonio Ibarra has completely and utterly ruined my life, and I can only hope and pray that he receives a sentence that ruins his. Thank you.
When the verdict was announced, multiple gasps and sobs were heard inside of the courtroom. Riley's family and friends also appeared to be relieved with the judge's ruling. When Ibarra did finally exit the courtroom, there were no other major reactions. Live in Athens, Georgia, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Sheriff's deputies here in Florida say a woman killed her 14-year-old daughter by holding her head underwater in a bathtub. When deputies arrived to the house near Orlando yesterday, they said that the woman was chasing witnesses with a hammer. They found the teen unresponsive in the tub, where she was immediately rushed to the hospital but did not survive.
When the officers get there, there's actually wrestling a hammer away from her, and she's trying to strike the lady who's trying to prevent her from harming her daughter. And it was just something that we caught in the act, and God only knows in which direction that was going to go if we didn't get there on time and kick the door in.
The mother, 35-year-old Kelsey Glover, is being charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery. Glover has no previous criminal history.
With the election finally over, Uruguay may see influx of immigrants from wealthy American Democrats who are unhappy with another Trump presidency. This comes after interest in so-called golden visas skyrocketed to almost 400% among U.S. citizens since the election. According to consultants who help wealthy clients migrate, golden visas allow people to obtain foreign citizenship or residence through real estate investments, government bonds, or start-up companies.
With Thanksgiving just around the corner, many families have something extra to be thankful for this holiday season. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation's annual Thanksgiving survey, the average cost of this year's dinner for 10 is $58, a 5% drop from 2023. This is all thanks to the turkey, which according to the Federation costs about $25 for an average 16-pound serving.
A viral banana argol sold for over 6 figures in 2019 is here in Miami, but it has just sold again for even more.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
There's a child who's struggling and really wants to see moon, we'll make that happen. Sometimes we just need an extra couple of months.
An encounter with man's best friend is typically good for the soul, and one elementary school proves just that. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Class Canine therapy dogs are making their way to the head of the classroom. An encounter with man's best friend is really good for the soul.
And as CBS's Detroit Veronica Ortega reports, a therapy dog program at Michigan Elementary School has helped students deal with these issues.
Whether he's walking down the hallway or into a classroom, seeing 5-year-old Moon is the highlight of everyone's day at Hilbert Elementary.
He's just a great dog. He is just so loving.
He's very welcoming.
They're soft and they're fun to play with.
The weekly visit is also the best part of Moon's day.
As we arrive at the school, he recognizes it from the car and he can't wait to get out the back seat, and he can't wait to get in to say hi to the staff before we go and see the students. He's excited to be here.
The school district introduced therapy dogs 2 years ago.
They are just so common to me.
Things have gone so well, it decided to get 6 more.
We have seen improvement in culture and climate in a positive way, where students are excited, and that increases attendance, and that increases engagement, and that's really what we're looking for.
That's because studies have shown that dogs relieve stress, anxiety, and depression.
If there's a child who's struggling and really wants to see Moon, we'll make that happen. Sometimes we just need an extra cuddles and love.
Moon's owner says his mission in life is to get everyone to pet him.
He would rather really meet people than other dogs. He thinks everybody is here on Earth to pet him, and he wants just to have that opportunity.
Moon is a very good boy whose purpose is to bring smiles and joy to those who need it most. Veronica Ortega, CBS News, Detroit.
The viral banana duct tape to a wall that was sold for up to 6 figures in 2019 has made its return. The artwork has now been sold for an estimated £6.4 million, sold at an auction based in New York on Wednesday. The artwork, titled Comedian, made its grand return. Its original made headlines in 2019 for its 6-figure sale, and the buyer, Justin Son, acquired their piece and stated that it will become a part of the story. You are watching Newsbreak, and we are coming right back.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink, Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
And banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an effort.
to get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father.
Cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward. Come together
And discover
how accepting our differences can make us stronger.
And that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Julian Lescano.
I am Denise Diaz, and get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.